Hey guys, welcome to the Techie Family Channel. My name's Lou.
I'm Lou.
Together we're
Lou Squared.
Today we're going to be starting our In the Home series.
Yes, we are.
Creating that perfect smart home, And we're going to start off with some smart lights. And I know what y'all thinking. Which ones? Because there's so many.
Too many.
Which one to pick? Which one to choose? There's so many out there, so much competition. Anybody can be overwhelmed real easy. But no worries. We're going to be your guiding light.
I'm going to be your light in shining armor.
We're going to light the way.
I like that. A light bulb just went off.
I see what you did there, Lou. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys. So our primary focus today are going to be our two big players here, Philips and Lifx. So we're going to go through each one. We're going to unbox them for you.
Yes, we will.
We'll go through how to set one of these bad boys up, what the pros and cons are for each one, and then let you guys decide which bulbs you think you would like to go with.
For sure.
Wow, we're just trying to light the way.
I like that. I get it.
Got
light
it.
The way.
Get it?
Took me a few seconds, but
Get it? Got it? Good.
Yeah. Appreciate
He's
that.
a little
bit slow.
A little slow.
On certain days.
Slows us down.
I'm just not that bright.
All right.
All right.
So
let's start off with the
we're gonna start off
with the Hue lights.
with the Philips. This is the single 819 bulb. Now I'm a Philips Hue user.
I like that. Yeah, okay. I like that.
Yep.
I like that. Me too.
So I've got a few of these around the house. I started with Philips a long time ago, just kept adding on. I think one of the major benefits to the Philips part of the smart light world is the flexibility when it comes to the types of bulbs that you can get through Philips. For example, this is the A19, just regular white bulb. You've got the Philips color hue bulb. You've got
the strips.
Yep. The light LED strips. You've got the ones that recess in the place where I live. In my living room, I've got the recessed bulbs, which I think only Philips is the ones that have those types of bulbs available. They've got the outdoor bulbs. They've got the desk lamp bulbs. Then on top of that, you've got all the accessories. So you got the dimmer switches.
They got the another thing they just added was the accent lighting. Basically, they look like two little towers of color, and essentially you point those towards the wall, and then the wall will reflect that lighting back into the room. Makes it nice and elegant. Dinner time, fun time, video game time. So it's pretty cool.
So
some additional color in the house.
The options with the Philips are endless at this point. There's a lot of peripherals, a lot of accessories, a lot of different types of bulbs that you can get with the Philips. They've been in the game probably the longest, but there's advantages to other ones. We'll unbox this. We'll go through a quick setup just so you see how easy it is to set one of these up, and then we'll get into another bulb. That's it. There's nothing to the box, guys. We're gonna, take it out.
That's it.
This is it.
A light bulb wrapped around cardboard.
That's really all it is. There's a little piece of paper in there. Nobody reads. There's no point. But this is it. Pretty simple. We'll screw it in. We'll plug it up, and then we'll do a quick walkthrough how to set this bad boy up. All right, guys. So we're just gonna go in. I'm gonna unlock my Galaxy. Say hi to Bumblebee people. We're gonna go straight in to the Philips Hue app. Okay, this is what the main page looks like. Obviously, like I said, I've had Philips for a few years now, so I've grown my Philips library. Okay, quite a bit here. Just a quick overview of what you see. But what we're gonna want to do here is go down to settings. We're going to go to light setup here and just tap on the add light button up on top. Click the search down at the bottom and give it a few seconds for it to, boom, pop up. There it is. We found it. Click on it. It'll flash a little bit. I don't know if you saw that. Show you to you again. You see it flashing in the background so you can know what light it is. But here we can go through. We can rename it. We'll call it the test bulb. And that's it. It's already added to my setup. So if I wanted to control it, go to a room, let's add it to the den. Hit the check mark. Hit OK. Now it's added to my den. So when I go back to the home page, I can literally click on it, show me the light. I can shut it on and off or dim it, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of features and a lot of options when it comes to the Philips app. Routines. You can set up different routines. We'll go over that in a later video once we get into the smart assistants. The good thing too about Philips is I can go to the Google Home app, check out my home overview, and see all of my smart devices in one section. So if I wanted to turn off the light, I can just go right through the Google Home app. Like I don't know if you can see it through, but I just shut that off and then I just turned it back on. So it's not just a hue that you can control it through, it's also your Google Home. But we can get into that in the smart assistants in another episode, tie it all together. But that's pretty much it. That's how you go through and set up a light through Philips. Pretty simple, right? What do you think, Lou?
I think that's pretty simple. I think my 2-year-old can do it. Even though he's 3.
All right.
All right, second light bulb here is the Lifx Mini. This is just a shrunk down version of the original Lifx. The biggest difference between those two is that the Lifx Mini just has less lumen, so not as bright. For example, Louis is a lot brighter than me. I'm just a step down. So that's basically the difference between those two. So Louis is bigger and brighter. I'm a little bit smaller, a little bit dimmer. That's exactly what it is in real life and the Lifx scenarios. I believe the full size get about 1100 lumens. These are about 800, 750, depending on if you get the ones that give you different lighting or just yellow. So now what we're gonna go do is just show you a quick setup. I personally use the Apple, so it's gonna be using the Home Kit. It's very simple, very easy. This is if you have any Apple iPhones or iPads. It's gonna be very similar setups. Alright everyone, this is just a quick simple setup of the Lifx via the HomeKit application. We're gonna just go to the HomeKit app, which should be pre-installed on your iPhone device as long as it's iOS 10 or higher. We're gonna click on this right here. We're gonna go hit the plus sign in the top right. We're gonna add accessory. With this new Lifx bulb, it comes with a barcode included in your instruction manual. Essentially, you're gonna just point that barcode directly to the back of the camera. It's gonna immediately give you the prompt add accessory to your network. You're gonna hit allow. It's gonna take a few seconds for it to connect to the bulb. As you can see, the flashing, a little bit of flashing there, just alerting you that it has successfully connected to your home kit. Once it connects, we're gonna just rename it to just test bulb. So here we go, adding Lifx Mini W55. Got the blue check. Flash once more to inform me that it has successfully paired. We're gonna just rename this test bulb. You can name this whatever you would like. Oh, bulb, here we go. I don't think I know how to spell, though. Guess I'm not as bright as this light bulb, huh? For the rooms in here, you can select the different rooms. So this one we're gonna just do living rooms. Essentially, you can pair these. So if you have multiple ones in one bedroom, you can put like master bedrooms. You can put multiple ones in the kitchen, multiple ones in the living room. And what that's gonna allow you to do is control entire rooms all together. And we'll go over that at a later video. Hit done, and essentially it just adds it. For us iPhone users, if you just scroll down or slide down, there's going to be the little HomeKit app. We're going to click the test living room test light bulb, and essentially it's already 100%. You can lower it, decrease it, put it back, and that's it. Just very simple. Now, also, they do have a standalone application, so if you don't have an iPhone, you can do it through the Lifx application. Essentially, you just download this. It's going to work for any Android, iPhone device. You're going to hit the plus sign just like we did in the HomeKit. We're going to do Connect Light. And we're going to use the Lifx setup. Previously, we used the Lifx and HomeKit setup. We're going to just skip that. We're going to just do Lifx setup. And we're going to hit Get Started. And the way this is going to work, the light bulb is going to emit its own Wi-Fi name. And you're going to go to your settings of your phone. You're going to go to Wi-Fi. And in here in the list, it should show up Lifx Mini C55. You're going to select it. And then once you select it, you're going to return back to your Lifx app. And it'll start registering once it connects in. And essentially it'll do a hand to where it'll send the credentials of your home Wi-Fi to the light bulb, and it stores it. And you can just control your light bulbs from home or remotely, such as the ones that I already have pre-configured. So like right now, I'm turning on and off the master bedroom. I have some work light bulbs that I use, so I'm turning those on and off. So pretty simple application. You can configure them for specific times, dates. They do have some of the scenes, party mode, bedtime mode. Some of these light bulbs that I have are controllable for different effects. You can create your own effects. So it's just, simple stuff. That's it. That's the Lifx.
I like how simple and easy that was to get it registered onto the home app with Apple, and then transitioning over to the Lifx app. So there you have it, guys. Like we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of options out there. We showcased two of them, or two, the bigger names that are out there, the popular ones, with the pros and cons. I guess we'll
go
wrap
over
it
that.
up. We'll wrap it up
with the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
So I previewed the Lifx. So some of the pros that I see with the Lifx is that it doesn't require a bridge. Essentially, you can just buy the light bulb outright. Costs a little bit more than another traditional light bulb, but you don't require any pre-existing hardware or any additional hardware to make it work. Essentially, the Lifx also, to me, appears to be a little bit brighter than some of the Hue lights. Has more definitely not more humans. Has more lumens.
I thought you was going the humidity route.
Yeah, that was that too.
Outside.
It is hot outside.
It is hot outside.
So it's definitely brighter. The colors are a little bit better. Some of the cons that I see with this light bulb is that it doesn't really have a big ecosystem. The accessories are not good. Essentially, if you want to turn on and off the light bulbs, you have to either give a command or use your cell phone. There are other ways that you can jerry rig other switches to make it work, but it just doesn't come naturally like the U lights. So you want to go over the U's?
So, like he was mentioning with the ecosystem, I think that's one of the biggest pros to the Philips side of things, where there's so many bulbs. There's so many accessories and peripherals that the Philips Hue library has in comparison to a lot of the other smart lighting. So, for example, when I talk about bulbs, you've got your regular bulbs, you've got your color bulbs. You also have the, in
the recessed lighting.
My apartment, I have the recessed lighting in my living room, which Philips has an option for. They've got accent lighting, like Lou was mentioning earlier, where you can. They're like towers. just to give you accent lighting on the wall, reflect off the wall. They've got outdoor lights. They've got little desk lamps. They've got lamps that work off of batteries. There's so many options when it comes to the Philips Hue bulbs themselves. And on top of that, you also get the peripherals. So they've got little switches. So if you don't want to have to pull out the application or ask your assistant to turn on and off the lights, there's also the option to set up one of these peripherals and use the switch. There's a few options out there, and they're made by Philips, so there's no delay. They're going to work 100% of the time. Some of them don't even require batteries. There's just
kinetic energy, I think it's called.
Kinetic energy. Use kinetic energy. Cool. So there's just a whole world of opportunities when it comes to the Philips Hue in comparison to everybody else, which is a big pro to the Philips.
Some of the cons for
the cons, I would say, when they first started was the bridge, or the inability to set up the lights without the bridge. Now Philips is releasing the Bluetooth versions,
correct,
of the lights, so that's not going to be an issue going forward with Philips. But it was a big issue, or no, I wouldn't say an issue, but it was a big con getting into the smart lights a few years back, where you needed this bridge. You couldn't just go out and buy one bulb and set it up. You needed the separate apparatus to bridge the connection. See what I did there? Bridge the connection from your smart bulb to your internet connection or your Wi-Fi. As far as, I think that's it for.
That's about it. Pros and cons that I can see. Yeah.
Both brands are going to give you the options to automate different commands to do different things. Both are going to be compatible with all the popular assistants,
from your Alexas to Googles to HomeKit, SmartThings, or other Cortana. Ones to if then that. That's an application that you can do commands as well. So yeah.
Wait, what?
If then that.
That's
It's an application. It's like a rule. It's like you set rules. So if you say, when I say this word, it triggers a particular action on it. Oh, that's so you can actually get more in depth. So for example, one thing that you can set up, I know we're going a little bit crazy. If you get a Facebook notification from one particular user, you can set it up that if you get a notification from this particular person, then you're going to make your light bulb flicker 5 times blue.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Check that out.
The possibilities are endless when it comes to the essential smart home. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff to cover when it comes to trying to build this essential smart home. And we're going to go through all of that. We're going to be your guiding light through all of that. There's going to be different segments. We're going to be covering security. We're going to be covering cameras. We're going to be covering
speakers,
the smart assistants.
If it has electronics, we're covering
the whole. Yeah, if it's powered, we got you. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button,
and caress that bell.
Turn on notifications. I'm Lou.
I'm Lou.
Together we're Lou Squared. This is Techie Family.
Over and out.